Alright, we are playing Phantom Knights today. We're going first today on the first run. We're going to keep the Dasher in hand here so we can use our Fusion Destiny later on with the Verte. We're going to go into Ruby here. Ruby's going to use his ability to send a Burning Abyss, which will bring another Burning Abyss out. Pretty much a full extension into a level 3 pretty much for free. And also by sending that other one, we can bring back the Link 2 for Link 2 fodder later on, which is pretty good, helping us out with Appaloosa or using it as a Link 1 material for the Verte. We get the trap as a negate. I mean, I'm not going to complain about a negate. We have the other trap in hand as well, so we can use that to get out a level 4 monster. We do use those two to get up to level 4, and the level 4 of choice is Time Thief Redoer. This guy with the trap is insane. I do recommend him. We're going to get another Torn Scales engraved just so we make sure we have enough pieces in the grave if we need them. We're going to set that spell because we can use the effect of Time Thief to send one and then use that so we can trigger the Rusty Bardiche effect later on. Now we're going to use Verte on our second copy of Fusion Destiny to bring out our Destiny Hero Phoenix Enforcer. This is a pretty good end board, so we have 3 pieces of interaction as well as a negate. So we're going to use that spell, or use his effect first. He's going to tribute our Kaiju, which takes away 2 of our pieces of interaction. Now I have to really be careful here. I'm not going to let him get any card advantage. That's kind of my plays here. My opponent's also going to make me trigger the Destiny Hero Phoenix Enforcer, so I'm kind of at a disadvantage here, having to use all of my interruption right away. We're going to get rid of his continuous spell. The Madolche is going to be negated. We're going to make sure our Destiny Hero is going to come back. Then he's going to go into a Link 2 here, which is the Madolche Fresh to start. Battle phase, he'll take out the Verte, which I honestly don't care about, and he'll end his turn there. Honestly, that card is kind of annoying to out, but we will figure it out. We're going to use that trap card to bring back another piece of material just so we can. Phoenix Enforcer is going to come back, as well as Dasher is in rotation too, which is really nice, so we can reuse that Dasher. And Rhoda is going to bring us another Torn Scale as discard fodder for the Torn Scales effect. We're going to go into a Link 3 here, or an Xyz rank 3. We're going to go into Break Sword. We're going to attempt to try to break that Fresh Sistart. It takes 3 attempts to break this thing, which is crazy. This thing is very durable, but we ended up breaking it, and then Phantom Knight Break Sword is going to come out. We're going to bring out 2 level 4s and go into Raider's Knight. Now, did I misplay here and get a little greedy for damage using the effect of Arc Rebellion? Yes, I should have kept the Arc Rebellion the way it was and attacked with all 3 of my monsters. I would have done the same damage as well as not negate my own monster's effects. But the Torn Scales come out as well as the Silent Boots. We're going to still get another rank 3 out. We're going to bring out Break Sword, and we're going to go to battle here going into the next turn. We're still in a really good spot. Technically our Phantom Knight spell isn't online anymore, but we do have the Phoenix Enforcer for interaction as well as Arc Rebellion not being able to be destroyed by card effects. My opponent's going to try to link off here, and I noticed that this effect, I have to trigger after his effect, so I wasn't worried. I instantly trigger after, of course. And then we pop both, making it very interesting for us. We go to end phase. Raider's Knight protects, our Arc Rebellion protects itself from Raider's Knight. We then get our Phoenix Enforcer back, and we trigger our Dark Rebellion again to get up to 17,000 for fun and hit him for 16,000. Double lethal of original starting life points. Alright, going first with the tour guide from the Underworld as well as 2 danger monsters. It's an interesting hand and all. With the Ash Blossom and everything, we're going to see what we're going to be able to do, especially after he imperms our tour guide here. We're going to try to trigger one of those dangers. Luckily for us, we don't hit our Ash Blossom. I really want to keep that Ash Blossom in hand for another move, so that's why I'm kind of interested in keeping it. We do get the Burning Abyss to send for the Groff, and then we use Groff to bring out Stare. So we're on Rusty Bardiche. With us bringing back the Burning Abyss, we're also going to be able to bring out that trap and another danger effect. Unfortunately, I didn't hit the one I wanted. I wanted to hit the Ragged Gloves, but live and learn. We're going to be able to special summon our Silent Boots since we control Phantom Knight, and we're going to go into Apo here. I feel like that was the best move, especially because I can banish the boots to get another piece of interaction. Alright. With 2 pieces of interaction and some monster negates, I feel like we're in a good situation. I'm going to allow this one to go through because I'm more worried about the Xyz monsters they're going to bring out. So he brings out the Carrier. The Carrier is going to let him draw a card and also add a spell or trap. Kind of want to limit the amount of plays my opponent can have. So I'm going to use that to stop him there. He also has the field spell in hand, and he has another monster in hand as well. I'm going to use my first Apo negate on that. He's going to normal summon the Shari to destroy the Apo, which is fine with me. Honestly, my hand is pretty good, especially with Rusty Bardiche into rotation. I don't think I feel threatened at all. With Ancient Boots being able to be rotated in, as well as the Rhoda to get the Torn Scales, I still think we're in a very confident setup here. With the Silent or Ancient Cloak being banished, we're going to get another Silent Boots to hand. We're going to use these 2 to go into an Xyz monster right away. We're going to pop that, and then we're also going to use Break Sword to pop the face down card. Our opponent chooses to bring out Called By. It is unfortunate, but honestly, the only reason I was doing that is because I'm going to use Break Sword's effect to then get out another Xyz monster since it ranks up to 4. We're going to bring out a rank 4. We're going to bring out the Raiders Knight. Raiders Knight, Royal Rare. We're going to use its effect to detach 2 to bring out our boy, Arc Rebellion Xyz Dragon. Really a really cool card as an OTK engine. I really enjoy having it in the deck. I'm going to hit my opponent for 7,300. Go to the next turn. Before that, I'm going to use the Ragged Gloves to put another Torn Scales into the graveyard for me. Alright, so our opponent has that monster that we knew about in hand beforehand. He's going to change his levels to both 5 and also add another one to hand. He's going to Xyz off. He's going to bring out his card, his Dreadnought. Now, Dreadnought's good at negating special summon monsters, as well as bringing out monsters that what's it called? It can draw a card, and then it can also negate special summoned cards. He's going to go into Zeus here. That's an interesting play, and he's going to end his turn. Our Raiders Knight does get kicked out because Arc Rebellion is negated. We're going to use Underworld. Our opponent's going to use this trap to reveal, and the opponent chooses one of them to add to hand. So he's going to get some card advantage with that trap card. He's really trying to build up a good hand here. By looking at the board and stuff, I really think this is like a last chance duel here for me to take a dub. So I have to really unlock the dub or unlock the win right now or never. I pop the Zeus and then I trigger the Torn Scales to bring both of them out. I use Torn Scales to bring out himself. We're going to also bring out the Speller Trap. I see a line with the Time Thief Redoer. We're going to use Time Thief Redoer to unequip himself. The trap, and we're going to send his monster away, and we're going to go to battle and finish this game off. Alright, going second, we have the Ash Blossom, as well as the Fusion Destiny in hand. Is not a bad hand. Our opponent is on Diaab Belstar. Let's see what we can do against the meta operation of Diaab Belstar. Diaab Belstar is going to use its effect to bring out himself, pitching another Diaab Belstar. He's going to use the effect to set a spell or trap. It looks like it's going to be the Sinful Spoils. He's going to set 2 and pass. Setting 3 and only, honestly, these could all be bait for all we know. So the Terratop Banish gets out the Imperm, so we get to bring out the Takum Tomborg to bring out the Burning Abyss. And then we're gonna bring out our guys. We're gonna use the 2 Burning Abyss monster to bring out Rusty Bardiche. Sayer's gonna bring back the Angel. We're in a really good spot here. Our opponent does have another negate. He's gonna negate our Rusty Bardiche, which is unfortunate, but we're gonna be able to probably play through it. We're gonna special summon Silent Boots. We're gonna use Called By first, actually, to break that Diaab Belstar from bringing itself back. We're gonna really take advantage of him tributing it for the cost of the effect. Silent Boots is gonna come out, and Danger Jackalope's gonna send itself. We're gonna use those three monsters to bring out an Appaloosa. And we also are going to get a card back with the Silent Boots. Now that's another negate for us. I do play the important column. I'll learn from that for the next time. But Fusion Destiny is going to trigger, and we're going to get ourselves our Phoenix Enforcer. And we're also going to special summon the Deny It. Now I could play for a long game, and I could play around the face down, but I see a lethal line, and I'm going to take it. And it doesn't end up costing us anything. We do take the game with the lethal line like I expected. Alright, interesting hand. We're going to use Maxi. Our opponent has the Gamma. I feel like Ash Blossom here guaranteeing us some card advantage is pretty good. Our opponent is playing some kind of Psychic deck. He's going to use the E-Telly to try to dodge at least one of the Maxi draws. It is Punk though, so if he wants to continue, he's going to have to special summon a good amount. I also have to remember that that Gamma is still online in his hand since Ash only negates from hand. But I do have to worry about that card for another time. Our opponent is playing Gold Pride as well. He's going to use that field spell to unlock his Gold Pride engine. Then he's going to special summon the Roller Baller. So the Fusion is online right now. So I have to be careful of the Punk engine as well as the Baller engine. Us drawing Terratop is really good. Terratop is a 1-card combo for this deck. So that's why I'm playing it at 3 now, because it is at 3. We're also using the other parts of Punk, or he's also using the other parts of Punk to bring out a Synchro monster. The Synchro is going to bring out another level 3, or no, the level 5 is going to bring out a level 3. He also gets to add a level 3 to hand. But we're gaining a tremendous amount of card advantage right here. I really don't feel threatened at this point, even though his board is pretty good. He has a Fusion online. He also has a Synchro online, as well as that Trap is a negate. He's also gaining a lot of draws throughout this. But he's going to use the 2 Punk monsters to bring out the Xyz of the Gold Pride engine to then get us another spell and trap. He receives the continuous spell again for another search. He's going to special summon the Captain. He's going to draw a card, and he's also going to add a Gold Pride spell or trap to his hand. He's just gaining a really tremendous amount of card advantage, but it's not really worth it for the amount of max E draws he gave me. Starting off, we're going to use that Terror Top to get out our plays. Our opponent uses the max E, kind of trying to get his get back, but unfortunately I'm not going to allow that because I'm really trying my hardest to end the game here. Since we already have the Takum Tomborg in hand, we're going to bring out the Ebon Angel first. Ebon Angel effect, we're going to bring out our Torn Scales. Now I use Torn Scales because we already have the other monster in hand, and we baited out the negate because he doesn't understand. I was just sending. That is the effect, and the effect is in the send. So that trap card did absolutely nothing to me, but Rusty Bardiche comes out nonetheless. our graph isn't going to get triggered, so we're not going to get our Ebon Angel back, but our opponent's going to choose Diffusion here. The Pinballer can take out our monster. I also have another Terror Townborg. It's not once returned the special summoning part of the effect, but we still have a tremendous amount of material here. Our opponent also can synchro summon at any time he chooses, so I have to be careful. That's why I go into the Time Thief Redoer as soon as I possibly can. A Time Thief Redoer is going to trigger. I'm going to out the synchro monster, leaving him with no material to synchro summon. We're also going to use our boy Phantom Knight of Break Sword to get some popping action going on, as well as rank up. Pinballer is outed. We're going to use these two to bring out another level 4. We're going to use that to bring out Raider's Knight. Raider's Knight's going to come out, use his effect now to bring out our ace monster, Arc Rebellion XP Dragon. Now we're also going to use Ancient Cloak in hand to get another Ragged Gloves, as well as bring out the Torn Scale. Now our opponent's going to use that Droll now. Honestly, it doesn't do anything, but help him out in the end, so honestly don't think much of it. Torn Scale to pitch the Ragged Gloves and the Silent Boots just to have them for our next turn. We're going to Synchro Summon again into Break Sword, and we're also going to set one, go into battle, attack with all 3 of our monsters. We're going to choose not to use our Arc Rebellion effect either yet, leaving my opponent with 100. Honestly, I think I did misplay here. I should have used the Fusion Destiny before battle, but I got scared. Nothing I can do now, but we do have Lethal on board. I'm going to use the Destiny Hero effect to try to pop, but it's going to bait out that Cypher and Gamma that he had all along, which is fine. So Gamma's going to trigger Phoenix Enforcer. He's going to lose his 2 monsters, and during the standby phase, I'm going to get mine back. Gonna get a card off the top. I don't think it was nothing important. I realize now that he's trying to add another card. Now if I trigger the effect of Phoenix Enforcer, he won't get the add successfully off of that. My Phoenix Enforcer is gonna get renewed, as well as I'm just gonna get the Time Thief on the field so it can't be outed by my opponent. My opponent has triple attacks, but he is getting greedy here. He wants to draw 2. The drawing 2 was not the correct play there. He could have took a huge amount of advantage there, but he didn't. Break Sword's going to get outed. I'm not really worried because he brings out more material for me. Main phase 2, he's going to use Punk's effect to get another Punk card in his rotation. Honestly, his Punk cards aren't worth anything, so that's why it doesn't affect the game as much. We're going to normal summon Danger Chupacabra or Danger Jackalope with the effect of our boy, what's it called? Dasher, Destiny Hero Dasher. He's going to be able to mill 3. He gets his summon, he outs one of my monsters. He summons another monster. Not really worried because Destiny Hero Phoenix Enforcer is going to come out. And we're going to attach a card, but he did negate it. Phoenix Enforcer, I'm going to out the face down. We're going to bring him back sooner or later. We're going to use 5 of our monsters here to go into Underworld Goddess. The reason I play this is to out some pesky Link monsters and stuff, and I think it is a good advantage to play. We're going to use those 2 to pop the rest of the field and attack for game. Alright, going first, this is a really good hand with the Ancient Cloak and Silent Boots getting us some graveyard material, as well as just enough to get our Ebon Angel out. We also had the Danger Chupacabra, or the Danger Suko. I just said that wrong. I'm going to get butchered in the comments. It looks like my opponent has Gamma in this game as well. I do play the Ash for these occasions. Ash is a temporary fix for a problem that needs to be solved a lot more. But I need to play into my advantages and get my combos off when I can. And we're going to play Burning. We're going to bring out Rusty Bark Fish, as well as use our Ebon Angel to come back out. We're going to trigger the Silent Boots. Our opponent does have the Ash Blossom in hand. Luckily for us, we do have the Called By. I was going to set the Called By anyway before I use that Danger monster, so we're still in the same spot nonetheless. Honestly, it's better for him. I'm going to have less cards at his advantage. We're going to choose to get the negate here. We're going to use our danger monster to bring himself out, as well as use the ancient cloak in graveyard to bring out Tornscale. We're going to use the effect of Rusty Bardiche, and that's going to trigger the Gamma that he's been sitting on. Outing the Rusty Bardiche is unfortunate for us, so I don't see other choice than using our two last materials to go into Verte and Anaconda. Verte is going to use its effect to bring out our fusion monster, Destiny Hero Phoenix Enforcer. A very good card you can just throw into warrior decks. Phoenix Enforcer is going to pop both of my cards. I don't want to leave an opening on the field for the Verte to be attacked into. We're going to also bring out the Phoenix Enforcer right away now, and my opponent is on Sword Soul. Now, with the Moe in hand, I don't see a threat, especially with the Fog Blade being set. My opponent also has the Taya, but he can't use that one just this turn because he already normal summoned that Moe. So far we have stopped my opponent enough, but he's going to discard that Taya to bring out the Longyan. Now the Longyan is going to trigger me to use my Destiny Hero Phoenix Enforcer to pop. He's also going to be able to out my Destiny Hero Phoenix Enforcer in the process. But I feel like it was an even trade because I just locked him out of a huge amount of potential summoning. Can attack with Fog Blade equipped, and we're going to go to my turn here, drawing for turn, getting the Silent Boots. We're going to use the effect of Silent Boots, or use the effect of Dasher to normal summon him. We're also going to bring out Denier, and we're going to shuffle back our Dasher into the grave. We're going to use these two to bring out our boy, Break Sword. Break Sword's going to pop the monster as well as go into 2 level 4s. Our opponent is going to surrender there. Alright, an interesting starting hand for turn 1. We have access to the Silent Boots as well as a Extender with Kage Mucha Knight. Now, did I have to summon the Silent Boots right away? I didn't, but I want to use my card advantage early to use the Ebon Angels for an alternate effect than sending Burning Angel. I want to get the Torn Scales into rotation because honestly that card is crazy. Rusty Bardiche is going to come out. We're going to send Ragged Gloves as well as set the trap to bring out a monster. Setting another Torn Scales, we're going to be at a really good place here, especially with the Ancient Cloaks being able to bring out our trap. And we're also going to use the Phantom Knight trap to get out a rank up spell. So we're in a really good spot here, especially with that. Torn Scales won't be used very much here. Actually, we're going to go into an alternate route. Instead, we're going to use Break Sword here. And that's where we're going to end. We're going to use Break Sword to bring out the 2 level 4s. Now, was this the right play? No, because I actually misplayed here. I should have used that trap as material for my Time Thief, because now I'm missing a piece of interaction. We still have 2 pieces of interaction, but with the Time Thief not having access to a trap, we're going to be at a disadvantage. My opponent is on Tunes, a very interesting deck I'm really excited to see. It's the Toon Kingdom. He's going to activate that Toon Kingdom. He's going to mill 3. Now I choose to play aggressively with that Phantom Knight rank up launch to get myself into my Arc Rebellion and also trigger my Rusty Bardiche's destruction effect to pop 1. He's going to mill 3. We're going to pop the field spell, but the Toon Bookmark is going to protect it. He has another Toon Table of Context in his grave. He has the Toon Cyber Lady. Now, an interesting thing about Toons is that Toon Alligator does not count as a Toon monster. Now he's going to seize off 2 of his Toon monsters to go into Stealth Kraken. Luckily for me, I have the exact out for that face down, which is Fog Blade. We're still in a really good spot here, chat. With him locking out of his monster play, we're still in a really tremendous spot with the Arc Rebellion. Danger Sunuko is really good as well. We're going to mill 2 and hit him for 8,800. Or we're going to not hit him for 8,800, but we're going to trigger a Zeus here. The Zeus with 4 materials is not bad at all. Honestly, I could have had a stronger Zeus, but I misplayed. Now we're going to out my cards in the process, but honestly outing my cards helps me in the long run, being have the ability to special summon monsters from the grave. We're going to use our 2 monsters to bring out Verte and Akanda, and Verte is going to bring out our monster of choice, which is going to be our Destiny Hero Phoenix Enforcer. Now a board with a Zeus and a Destiny Hero is really good in my opinion. The ability to have a Zeus on trigger as well as a Blazing Phoenix Enforcer. My opponent also has a Sherry Nui pack or Gukin Shoe Ship deck in his arsenal as well in this deck. Hard to explain. Basically, he's also playing a Goo Ship, I don't know how to say this archetype package. He's going to negate one of my monsters, but I'm going to make sure I try to chain the pop. It doesn't work in my long run, unfortunately. He's going to be able to negate my Phoenix Enforcer. Now I'm in a bad spot. He's going to go to battle and attack directly, and he's going to also destroy my Verte. Now I'm going to use my effect to get a token, but he has now access to a Zeus of his own. But being the player that uses Zeus second, make sure that it's still an even playing field. So with it being me turn player next, I still feel decently confident in this endeavor, even though he Zeused my board and I had nothing to do with it. Especially with the Phantom Knight Fogblade into rotation, our Rusty Bardiche is back. With Rusty Bardiche being back as well as Torn Scales, we're still in a good spot in my opinion. We're going to draw for turn. Ash Blossom is a decent draw, especially if we get a free normal for it. And we can use Ash Blossom as a 3 to bring out Break Sword. Now I have the options here to go for the aggressive play here, or just hit him for 4,000 damage and really try to build up a wall. I do the 4,000 damage play. He has 1 card in hand. I don't see very many 1-card combos in Tune. My opponent ends his turn, making me feel really confident that I did enough to secure the dub. We're going to go straight to battle, not waste any time, and take the victory. Was it close? Was it misplayed? Definitely it was. Alright guys, so this is the deck I was playing in today's video. This is a PK, more of a pure monster level 3 engine. I will definitely be exploring more engines in the future with this deck. Not in a row, but I'm trying to diversify the decks I'm using on the channel. This is an oldie that I've used before that I felt like was about time for it to return. Honestly, cards to be really crazy about in the deck are, of course, Fusion Destiny and Verte being very accessible with the level 3 warrior synergy as well. All of these XCs, Arc Rebellion especially, Arc Rebellion is so easy to get out, and Arc Rebellion can end games by itself. I definitely recommend this deck to anybody that is really trying to play a strong XCs engine, or that's trying to really play an anime deck with cool touches. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe. If you have a deck you want to suggest, make sure you leave it down in the comments below. I'll see you guys next time.